It was a buzzing Wednesday morning on The View, and the studio was electric with anticipation. Kevin Hart, beloved comedian and blockbuster star, was set to appear live to promote his new Netflix special, No Filter. Fans in the studio audience wore bright smiles, some holding up signs bearing his name. The energy was festive, almost celebratory. But what unfolded would soon flip the atmosphere into one of tension, shock, and viral headlines. Kevin walked onto the stage with his trademark confidence, his laughter contagious as he greeted each of the co-hosts with hugs and high fives. Dressed in a sleek charcoal blazer over a crisp white tee, he seemed ready to charm and entertain, not clash and confront. The co-hosts Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hopstein, and Sarah N. welcomed him with smiles and applause. For the first several minutes, the segment flowed as expected. They joked about Kevin's height, his wild tour stories, and the pressures of staying funny in today's politically charged climate. Joy cracked a few one-liners, and Sarah asked about his daily routine, drawing lighthearted banter. Kevin was in his element till the topic took a turn. Sunny brought up the shifting landscape of comedy in the age of cancel culture, asking, "Do you ever feel like you have to censor yourself in ways that affect your creative process?" Kevin responded with practiced ease. "Nah, I just think you have to be smart about it, but I'm never gonna stop being real. Comedy's about truth." That's when Whoopi leaned forward, eyes focused. "Kevin, what about when your truth hurts people?" she asked, not unkindly but firmly. "You've said in the past you've evolved, and I believe people can grow. But do you think enough has been done on your end to show that growth? Especially when certain jokes you made, particularly about the LGBTQ community, resurface every time you're in the spotlight?" Kevin froze for a beat. The smile faded slightly, but he kept his composure. "Whoopi," he said, "I've apologized. I've talked about it. I even stepped down from the Oscars when I didn't have to. How many times does a man have to say he's sorry before he's allowed to move on?" Whoopi didn't back down. "But apologizing is just part one, Kev. Part two is the work. And the third part, that's listening to the people who were hurt every time it comes up, not just when it's convenient." Now Kevin's tone shifted. His voice lost some of its warmth and took on a firmer edge. "Look," he said, "I'm not here to relive that chapter over and over. I came here to talk about something I created, not something I already addressed 10 times. It's starting to feel like no matter what I do, people just want to drag me back to the same story." Joy jumped in with a chuckle, trying to lighten the moment. "Well, Kevin, this is The View. We stir the pot, but we do it with love." The audience chuckled nervously. Kevin forced a half smile but wasn't amused. "I came in good faith," he said, shifting in his seat. "I thought we were talking about comedy. Instead, it's starting to feel like an ambush." Whoopi's expression hardened just slightly. "You're one of the biggest comedians in the world. What you say matters. We're not attacking you, Kevin. We are holding you to your own standard. That's what public platforms are for." That was the moment it all cracked. Kevin sat forward, his voice now louder. "Nah, see? This right here, this ain't fair. You invite me on. You hype the segment like it's a celebration, and then suddenly I'm sitting on trial. That's not cool. That's not real talk. That's theater." He stood up abruptly, pulling at the mic clip to his jacket. The producers looked panicked off camera. "This is Bull's **T. He muttered under his breath, clearly forgetting nor not caring that his mic was still hot. Sarah's eyes widened. Sunny looked down at her note cards. Joy froze. Whoopi, unfazed, leaned back in her chair with her arms crossed and said, "Well, if you can't handle a real conversation, maybe you're not as evolved as you claim." Kevin shot her a glare, but said nothing more. Without another word, he walked off the stage, his footsteps echoing across the studio floor. The audience sat stunned. Then the camera cut to black, followed by an abrupt commercial break. In just under 15 minutes. What was supposed to be a routine celebrity guest appearance had become the most talked about segment in The View's recent history. In the hours following Kevin Hart's dramatic exit from The View, the internet was ablaze. Clips of the heated exchange with Whoopi Goldberg circulated across social media platforms within minutes. Twitter, now X, became a battleground. Fans, critics, comedians, and media outlets all weighed in, with hashtags like hashtag Kevin Hart storms off, hashtag Whoopi vs. Kevin, and hashtag The View Chaos trending within an hour. Asterisk supporters of Kevin Hart praised him for standing his ground. He came there to talk about comedy, not be grilled like he's on trial, one user posted. They used him for ratings. Kevin did the right thing walking out. Asterisk on the other side, many applauded Whoopi for asking the hard questions. Kevin's past jokes weren't just offensive, they were harmful, another user wrote. If he can't handle being called out, maybe he hasn't grown as much as he says. Asterisk by the afternoon, talk shows and podcasts were already dissecting the moment. TMZ ran the headline, Hart vs. Goldberg. Daytime TV turns into primetime drama. Meanwhile, YouTube commentators churned out reaction videos, some analyzing Kevin's body language, others accusing The View of setting him up for viral outrage. Asterisk, but what threw gasoline on the fire was what happened behind the scenes. Asterisk, an anonymous crew member leaked backstage audio to a tabloid blog. In it, Kevin could be heard pacing furiously after his walk-off, saying to someone on staff, "They brought me out here just to crucify me?" This wasn't a conversation, it was a setup. "I'm done with these fake-ass platforms." Asterisk, the quote spread like wildfire. By the time the evening news rolled around, The View was the top trending topic on every major network. Speculation buzzed. Would Kevin cancel future interviews? Would Whoopi respond live? Was there a bigger rift behind the scenes? Then came the official responses. Kevin's team released a statement late that evening. Asterisk greater than Kevin Hart was invited to discuss his latest creative project and looked forward to a light-hearted, respectful conversation. While he welcomes dialogue on personal growth and accountability, he did not anticipate the interview would deviate so dramatically from the agreed topic. Kevin remains committed to growth, authenticity, and positivity and stands by his decision to walk away from a situation that no longer felt constructive. Asterisk, the statement was polished. But fans noticed something. There was no apology, no direct reference to Whoopi, just a carefully worded defense of his walk-off. Asterisk, the next morning, all eyes were on The View. Asterisk, would Whoopi respond? She did write at the top of the show. "I want to say something about what happened yesterday," she began, her tone measured, yet unmistakably resolute. "Kevin and I go way back. He's brilliant, funny, and a powerful voice. But The View is a show where we have real conversations. Sometimes they're uncomfortable, sometimes they get heated, but they're real." Asterisk, she continued, "We didn't bring Kevin on to ambush him. We asked him what millions of people still want to know. Accountability isn't a one-time thing. It's a process. And growth means asterisk.